Hi guys, so I've been wanting to do this video for quite some time now because, well, first off, if you guys, are not of the age to go on birth control, then I would just recommend to go ahead and go. But if you are of age and if you're on this particular birth control or thinking about it, then I would suggest to listen to what I have to say. Alright, so if some of you already subscribed to my channel because of me having a hard time conceiving and also some negative side effects that I had on the Depo shot. And I just wanted to share with you new updates, either if it's because of me, like what's going on with me, or just findings that I did end up finding on the internet and things like that. And I'll try to leave some of the links down below for you guys, so you can go ahead and check that out. And if you guys are curious before you even watch this video, in my playlist, it's called TTC, and if you guys want to check that out before you continue to watch this, then be my guest. Well, I'll just give you guys a quick rundown that the Depo shot is a form of birth control, and it is more commonly used than the pill only because you get the shot like every 3 months instead of taking the pill, which is every day. And when the doctor told me in the beginning that, oh, you'll, you won't have your period anymore. And I was like, awesome, and that's kind of what got me hooked. And at the time when I had my daughter, I was working, and knowing me, I would forget to take it, especially if I got busy, and let's say I took it at 2. Okay, and I'm there at 1:30, and if it got really busy, I wouldn't be able to go ahead and take it. And which I wish that I could have just, instead of like taking it when I knew I had to go to work, I should have taken it before I went. But me being a girl, we all hate your periods, we all hate it, so I was like, oh yay, no more periods, because I didn't like having them. Well, it is actually really healthy that your body does go through its cycle, to be honest. It really is. It just cleans you out, and it's natural and it's normal, and if God didn't want us to have it, then we wouldn't, right? Anyway, I'm not a religious person. I'm not like religious at all, but I do believe in some things. But anyway, this video is not of that. So, and I was only on it for but I was on it for a year. And then I do believe, I was counting it, I think it's like 3 or 4 shots. I do believe it's only 3. So I was only on it for a year. I was supposed to go back 2011 in August. And I didn't go back because it messed my body up so much. Your boobs started hurting. I was vomiting, and I did get my periods. I didn't skip it, and when I did skip it, I was like having these, like, I don't know, oh my god, am I pregnant symptoms? I was like, okay, let's go test. And I did have like a fake positive, but then when the doctor checked me, he was like, no, on our test it shows that you're not. I was like, okay. And then the next day, that's when I would heavenly. It was terrible. It was like the worst period I've ever experienced. It was even the worst period than when I first gotten it, and I was 12 is when I first gotten it. So this was way worse than like your first time, and the cramps, oh my god, it was terrible. And so that was like the only month that I did skip like that. And then the next day, I couldn't even go to work because like I literally had to change, my girly stuff like every 20 minutes. I was like, what the heck? I go to the doctor, he says, no, that's fine, because you just came off or whatever. It's like, oh, all right. And then I was reading, and what I don't like, the doctors do not tell you that you won't have troubles conceiving. Not at all, because I asked. I was like, well, if there is in the near future, and I do want to try again, is that gonna like affect it? And he says no. Like normally it's like 12 to 18 months. And I did research on it, and it did say that. Well, here I am, 5 years later. I haven't been on the Depo shot like at all. I went on it 2010 in October, and then I got off of it. Well, I was supposed to go back August of 2011, and I did not. And now it's 2016, and I do get some cramping, but it's not as bad as it was a few years ago. And my periods for right now, they're not like they were. Like, I'm still late. This cycle, I was late by 27 days, and I finally gotten it the day that it was going to be 28 days. So, and luckily, it just ended. And so that was normal. It was like 6 days or whatever. And also, when I was on the shot, I would get my periods like 2 months, like straight up, no break, no nothing, straight up 2 months. And then after that, it was like every other week. And then after that, it was like a period. And then it was like, okay, 3-day break. And then there it is again for like 2 weeks or whatever. So they were like all over the place. It was terrible. And last month, a month or two ago, I gotta look at my phone, which I'm recording on. I did have one weird day where it was a period in like 3 days, and then another one like for 4. So I was like, what the heck? But so hopefully this month was like a little bit better. My cycles now are currently 30 on average 30 days, but there has been months where I was like 47, 18, 27. It was all over the place. And I'm on one of the forums online about things like this, and a lot of people were like, well, maybe you have to go on like pills to regulate your period, and then once it does, then get off of it. Well, after I had my son, I did go on the pill, and it did. My periods were like all irregular, and then I got off of it in May, and then that's when it was like, so it didn't help me at all. And anyway, it messes up your body so much, and it's ridiculous. It is terrible, and it's just something to think about. Like, even if you're 16 and you're watching this, or whatever age, and you're thinking about, okay, well, what options should I go towards? I would just suggest just stick on the pill. I mean, they have other methods, but I would much rather would have something that I could be like, okay, well, I skipped. You can pretty much tell like what's going to do to your body, and if you want to stop for whatever reason, you can. And it just gets out of your system much easier, I feel, in my experiences and whatnot. But I didn't have a hard time conceiving at all with my son. Oh my god, it was through hell and back. And I did make some videos on that. I don't want to make this video all about that because I already made videos. I just don't want this to be super long or repetitive. And anyway, my findings that I did find online, and a lot of people also, is when I was doing more research, which I should have done beforehand, but I was naive, I was stupid, it's definitely not worth it at all. But what I found was in 1950, 1960, it was used, the first time it was used for abortions. And when I read that, I was like, oh my god, why? So when I Googled why, why is it? So pretty much the story goes, people that gotten pregnant, and if they were like super religious, and you have to be married before you get pregnant, and a lot of religions and things, I can understand why. I'm not against any religion at all. But some religions, that you have to be married first or whatnot. And then there's religions where they're totally against abortion. So they figured, they make a shot or some type of something, and they'll say, okay, well, this is just birth control, right? And so they because it's birth control, but give it to people secretly that didn't want to tell their parents or whatever because they'll get in trouble that they're that they're pregnant. So technically they were like doing studies on these women. I mean, knowing because they probably, I would assume, they agreed to it or whatever, and so it was used for abortions. And when I read that, I was like mind blown. I was like, what? Like, that is completely ridiculous. That is, I just don't even know. If I knew that, because I am the type of person that I am against abortions unless, I can understand if you got raped or whatever. That I do understand, but if it was like an accident, I don't even understand how it could be an accident when you should be wearing protection and you should make sure that you are on some kind of birth control. But and it's you pretty much know what you're doing. Like, oh yeah, I won't get pregnant. This is your first time or whatever. You know what you're doing. So to me, in that aspect, I do think adoption is an option. I do really think that. If I, was in that situation where, oops, oh great, I'm pregnant and you can't afford it, but yet, I don't know. It's just my personal opinion, and I just think in some cases like that, but if it's cases where, something bad happened where you didn't want it and you know what I mean? I'm just not going to go there because I just don't really want hate on my comments. But I just wanted to just share some information. And also, what I also did find was that it increases your risk of cervical cancer, which I'm like freaking out about. And also, it increases your risk of getting breast cancer, which also I am personally freaking out about. I don't want to wake up one day and then I end up sick. So I'm very thankful that I am healthy in some aspects, and it just scares me. No one has told me any of this before, and it kind of like gets me scared. And another thing that I did end up finding was back in 1970 that there were also, even now, like people like in Africa or like low income families, which is not right at all, that they would force them to get the shot because they're like, oh, you're poor, you can't afford to have a child, so here, take the shot. So that kind of like, it's like, why don't you just give them birth control then? Because you want to control what you're putting into our bodies, and you want to control how long they have to go back for. Because if you're going on the pill or whatever, like, oh yeah, well, they can easily stop it, and that is just so wrong. There's many people, even now that are low income families, but there is help, and I'm not against people that are like, I want to say poor, but low income, you know what I mean? And I don't judge anybody if you're freaking working at McDonald's making like $200 a week or whatever. There is help, and it's just sad what the shot was mainly for, and I just wanted to spread some type of little awareness because basically in the beginning that it was not even used for birth control, it was to end pregnancies, and then after they succeeded, then they started giving low income people, or even now in Africa they're like forcing women to go on it, and that is just really sad. And and I thought just having the whole negative side effects to it was bad enough, and everything else that went with it. I mean, your fertility is supposed to come back in 18 months, but here I am 5 years later and I'm still having, issues, because I would like to have two of each. I would like to have two girls and two boys. I really would like that, and it just sucks not knowing. Even if I miss my periods, to me that's normal. That's normal because that's how it has been going. Like, I can be 10 days late, I could be 30 days late, I could be 20 days late, I could be whatever day late. And it's sad that I personally know that, yep, not this month. And even when you test, I tested maybe 10 times last month and nothing. So I was like, yeah, well, it's coming sometime. When, I don't know. But it really does suck. And if you guys, are thinking about going on the shot, or if you're on it, I can't tell you what to do, but what I would do, I would A, not go on it, and B, I would definitely get off of it as soon as you can before you do get more negative effects if you guys are going through that. But and then there's like more success, not more success, but there are some people that all of our bodies are completely different. That I do understand. But when I'm on these Depo websites, like, there's like thousands of women that are going through what I'm going through. One girl is, she's been off of it for 12 years and she still cannot. And there's some women that were on it for 10, some of them were on it for 2, 3, and still cannot. And then there'll be like 1 or 2 people, literally saying, well, I got pregnant, like, after stopping it, and I'm glad that you did. But they should update their studies a little bit more, but they won't, only because for what it was mainly for. And you know how many times that the FDA like approved it and then disapproved it, and then it got like a big black label recall on it, and then it came back? It is really ridiculous. And there really should be more studies for women, going through this, because there's going to be a lot more women that are having troubles conceiving or like messing up their body than there are women that were okay, and it really does suck when your body doesn't work the way that it is supposed to work because of something that you could take. It just makes medicine and things more scary. And I think in California or Texas, one of them, a girl had died at the age of 23. And I am 25 now. And so, that's also a scary thing too. One day I forgot what the reason was. I really did, because I just started bawling when I was reading these. And and in my group I was even sharing links and everything, just to like help people, or just say, watch out or be careful, or just do more research. So at the end of the day, I hope that this video really did help you guys out or gave you some more light on things. And if you are under the age and you didn't click out and you're still listening to what I had to say, before you go and taking any medications that you really don't know much about, or like any shots, like the doctor says, hey, you gotta like take this for whatever reason, you're like, why? I would just do, before you make any decision, I would just do more research. I really would. And I wish I had in the beginning. And it sucks that I am like too late for myself to do research. I really should have done research, and I'm pretty good at researching things. And they should warn people, and they should really warn doctors and everything, to let them people know. Okay, well, let them know that this can happen. And it doesn't say anything on the thing where it says, oh, may decrease your chances of conceiving ever again. It does not say that. It says your fertility will come back. It says will. It does not say should. It says will come back in like 12 to 18 months, 18 months on average. And for me, that is not the case. For many other women that I do talk to on a daily basis, I kind of like gotten some friends. We text and whatever. We talk about our experiences. We talk about things that bother us, and there's a lot more women that I do talk to that are going through what I'm going through. And it really does suck. I mean, if you're going on it, if you're 16 or 18 and you want kids in the future, I would definitely think twice about even going on the Depo shot. And, you know, you might hear like your friends or other people saying, well, I didn't have an issue. Because everybody's body is different. It really is. Like, I had a friend that went on the Depo, like, she got like 2 shots or whatever. And she had like 5 kids, you know? But I think there's just a lot, after like going on these forums and other places, there is a lot more people that do have more issues than people that went on it and then didn't. So there's a lot more, and you know, and it just sucks that they won't redo their statistics. They won't redo it. They, you know, take like a handful of people that probably like didn't have negative side effects, so they probably like say, come in, you know, they probably pay them to even be a tester or whatever that they do, whatever companies do, they probably do, and they say if you have like, they probably tell them, well, if you did have like a negative effect, can you just like, you know, not tell anybody? But then there's people that like are not associated with that company and that didn't go through like trial testers or whatever they are, that are having like bad stories. You know how it makes me sad when I go on YouTube and I like hear other people's stories. It makes me sad. On YouTube, I found one video. I'm still looking, but literally, I found one video where they absolutely loved it and they had no troubles conceiving and things like that. But there's a lot more women that are having issues, and it is scary. You know, and I do believe that if I do die, it'll probably end up killing me because I don't understand why it did this. It's like a permanent thing. And when I got told, a friend that I talked to like a year ago, and she said that her gynecologist said that it's pretty much like getting your tubes tied. And some people, it doesn't stay that long in your system, but other people does. And my gynecologist even told me, well, the Depo is the reason why you can't conceive. Like when I was trying to get conceive my son, he told me, well, that's the reason why. And a lot more people go to him, and you know, probably the same issue. And it is sad. And then I had one before I switched doctors. So make sure, another thing too, make sure that you feel comfortable with your doctor. I had a doctor that's like a half hour away from where I am. And I was going there, you know, I had my daughter there, and I was going there, and they seemed okay. And then when I like came in and I was telling them about, okay, well, you know, I can't conceive. Can you tell me what's wrong? They were like, well, one, you have too much testosterone in your body. Okay. And then like, we gotta do more testing. You might have PCOS. I was like, oh, that's great. So okay, so they did testing on that. They tested they looked in my ovaries, and they were fine. He goes, oh, that's weird. They're fine. Okay, well now we're gonna have to like take some kind of X-ray. I forget what it is. It was like a probe thing. I never did that. But he was like, oh, let's do some like X-rays inside there to see what's going on. And I was like, yeah, no. So after that, after you say this could be it, this could be why. Oh, that might be why. And then, no, that's not why. I'm not gonna like play that game with like doctors. And so I went to my other doctor, which is, I don't know, 20 minutes away from me. And the first time I seen him and I told him like what happened, I said, you know, ever since like, you know, the Depo shot, this is like what happened to my body. What the heck is going on? He's, you know, told me, well, that's the reason why. And Plan Out told me that's the reason why. And I told him, okay, because I went to this doctor and they said I had too much testosterone. And then they thought that I had PCOS. And then he wanted to do more testings on me. So, I mean, do you think that is the like reason why? He goes, no, none of those. None of those. And so my son sits in there sleeping right now. But just 2 things that I did learn. 1, just do your research on whatever. And 2, and if you don't feel comfortable with your doctor that you are at, switch doctors. I mean, I had to do it. I'm not saying that you guys are going to have to do it, but I'm just sharing my experiences. I'm just sharing my story a little bit more. And I just wanted to give everyone that's like following me because of my videos that I posted a little bit of an update. Because I have not done that in a while. And so yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that I really did get to help other people, and that is my goal. That is why I like doing videos. I like doing videos because I like sharing like some of my life to you guys, and I do like trying to help everybody. And I can't go on every forum because I don't really know every forum, but YouTube seems to be the way to go if you want to like try to get a message across. And I just want to like help you guys out, and I pray to God that you guys don't get these negative side effects, because it is scary and it does suck. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna let you go, and if you guys have any questions or whatever, please don't be scared to leave them down in the comments down below, and maybe I'll do a Q&A on this topic instead of like running back to you guys. I'll just save them, and I will do a video on them, because I think that is the way to go. Well, easier for me anyway. But yeah, guys, I hope you have a great day, and I wish you nothing but happiness and good health, because good health, let me tell you, it's really good, and it's good to take care of your body as well. I'm still trying to, and I just wish that, you know, side effects and things didn't have to come, but unfortunately, you know, me being naive, you could pretty much say I did it to myself. But at the same time, doctors are supposed to warn you. Doctors are supposed to help guide you. You know, just because they're wearing a white coat doesn't mean that they're going to be, oh, yeah, I can trust you. You know, you're in a white coat. You're in your uniform. You're in a doctor's office. You're a doctor. You know exactly what you're talking about. Some doctors are assholes. Some doctors won't be truthful to you, and that is what you have to decide and figure out on your own. I got sick of my doctor give me the runaround, and I switched doctors, and I found a doctor that is honest and truthful and didn't give me the runaround. He knew what happened. He knew what needed to be done. He gave me treatments that I had to go on, and it did work. And those kind of doctors are very hard to find nowadays. Like, they don't even care about you, and that's pretty sad too. They're supposed to care, but some of them unfortunately don't care. So anyway, I'll let you guys go, and I hope you enjoy your day, and I'm sorry that this video was long, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.